So I'm Nate Heegaard, and my brother's Will Heegaard, who started Footprint Project. John, I guess you guys know.
Explain where you are at the fair.
We are the solar trailer right outside the Eco exhibit next to MRES's solar trailer. We just brought that over last week. We were there yesterday setting it up. So you'll find us right next to MRES's solar trailer.
Still louder.
Sorry about that. I don't speak the microphone often. So we are the Footprint Project, and my brother will not be there. His name is Will. He's actually going to be down at another event down south at Burning Man. So John and I are kind of integral with help are coordinating this one up here. But the Footprint Project is a nonprofit. Our hashtag is Build Back Greener, and we assist in climate emergencies. And the goals are, our mission is to deploy solar energy shelter systems, which include trailers and tents. So 2 of our products right now, our main products is a solar tent, and I have some handouts that anyone who's interested in, I can pass out to after. We'll also have them at the booth and display at the state fair. But the solar tent that we have is a system that I have the exact specs here. It's also called a portable shelter, but it's a 2 kilowatt DC PV array energy system. It has a 6 kilowatt AC inverter and then a 5 kilowatt usable battery bank for backup. And then we can also bring a generator if we need for backup.
Do they know what it is? Can you explain
I thought there'd be is there on the next slide?
Yeah.
Can you get the next slide over? There.
No tent there.
We're a little disorganized, sorry. Yes, okay, so here's the solar trailer. This is actually a V2. We have a V3 that came out with last week, but it's a little bit bigger. But I believe this is the one that's at the state fair, and that is that's the 3 kilowatt DC PV array model with this 6 kilowatt AC inverter and a 10 kilowatt usable battery bank. So this was developed over a course of 4 years, and my brother, you can see him right there, he started kind of working on a model at the beginning, and that grew into a whole company, and now I run a company called Guard One, which you'll see we're going to pass out prizes, but we specialize in consumer grade renewable energy products. So we have like LED lights that are used to rechargeable, we have consumer grade solar panels. So, and we actually, I don't know if you know this, Chris, but we just merge operations. So
Okay.
that's why there's a little bit of this
Okay,
confusion. So sorry about that. But yeah, so I'm a rep now under the Footprint Project, but also leading Guard One, which will have a presence at the fair, which I'll also be in charge of. Just to clear that up. And any volunteers who are helping us out, thank you about that, and sorry about the confusion. Next slide. So these are some of the projects that so the Footprint Project is the 501c nonprofit that's attached to Red Solar, and you might see these logos either on the pamphlets or outside on the trailer. But Red Solar is basically the for-profit entity of a holding company called Footprint GBC, and then Footprintproject.org is the 501c3 nonprofit that we use to deploy the solar energy systems that we're not using during for-profit events to non-profit disaster relief areas and emergency areas. So basically, while the trailer is not at the state fair, last week it was down in Wisconsin helping the 100,000 people that were without power with Team Rubicon. So when we're not using it for-profit, we're sending them around the country. Hopefully we'll have one down in Louisiana for hurricane season next month. And by the end of the week here, we will have 4 trailers done and ready to go to be deployed.
What's a cold
Yes.
chain?
Sorry?
A cold chain. I've held them in the winter, but
What does that mean, cold chain?
Oh, serve 2,000 people lighting cold
Ref-
chain.
like
refrigeration. Like the cold chain of like if you're transporting insulin to a disaster area.
So for medical disasters, no.
For like refrigeration for insulin or other medical products, maintaining that cold chain so the product is cold the entire time, or milk. Yeah, milk has to be in a cold chain. So
Anything that has to be
Always
refrigerated, always
Continuous
refrigerated. So,
refrigeration.
yeah, in medical zones, disaster relief zones, a lot of times, nonprofits and different government agencies, like FEMA will show up with nurses and doctors, and there's all this medical equipment, including,
a lot of refrigeration.
yeah, a lot of things like insulin that needs to be refrigerated. So that's what we're going to buy. Cold chain.
What happened in Nevada?
Nevada, is that
2017?
yeah, 2017. So actually, that's happening again in 2018. That happened in 2018, and now it's going to happen on another scale here next week. But Nevada, that's Burning Man, and that's the health clinic at Burning Man. So my brother's a paramedic, and that's where he came from, and then he grew this company out of his passion for disaster relief. So he worked for FEMA for a while. He was in Africa for a while with the Ebola crisis. So then this company kind of grew out of it. But he's been a paramedic at Burning Man for about 5 years or 8 years now. And in the last 3 years, we've been powering the medical clinic with the trailers.
Okay, one question.
Yeah.
How do you obtain the revenue streams to fund these projects for Footprintproject.org? And then utilizing those revenue streams, how do the funds get used to help the cause?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So we're a startup, and so our model, we don't have a concrete revenue stream right now, but it's based off a model that we hope will be quite successful, which is a rental model. So right now, each of these zones that we're sending the trailers to, so down south, which is going to be at Burning Man, and there's going to be one out east that is at a music festival. So they'll pay us to rent out the trailers and use the energy, and then the goal will be to have those trailers rented out a certain percentage of the year, which is based off our model, and if we can hit that, we should be able to pay the investment back in quite a short amount of time. It's quite interesting. I've been in this, learning about this industry with my other company for about 5 years now, and the amount, the cost-benefit graph where you see renewable energy, coming to where it's a valuable source where people are investing in it and actually pay attention. That's happening right now, and all these there's a lot of opportunity in the for-profit world, but we're trying to subsidize that with the nonprofit.
So cool. So if you arrive at the fair and you have a duty outside,
Yep.
make sure you go over and review it and get to know it.
Yes, please come over to you, and then we'll have a lot of information about the projects we have going on. The focus will be not to talk about Rent.Solar as much. It's kind of confusing because the logo is on there, but we'll make it clear that that is the for-profit venture, and that we're not aiming to get signups for that. We're not. There's a whole separate website. It's a separate entity. It's the Footprint Project is going to be the main important aspect of the whole exhibit.
Thank you.